Hey everybody, it's Beth. Welcome to Infinite Garden. Today I'm sharing my empties. I've got everything I've used up from May until June, and until very recently I've been practicing a no-buy period. So I think this is by far the most chaotic and complete empties video to date. So if that sounds interesting to you, please stay tuned. I like watching empties videos, and the main reason is because I think you get the most complete perspective of the person who's reviewing the products. It's not uncommon for a product review to be available on YouTube from somebody who hasn't really lived with a product. Maybe they've tried it once or twice and they're providing you their first impressions or kind of the immediate reaction. For me, I like to hear from people who've used up an entire bottle of something. I find those kinds of reviews very helpful, and I think that's the value of the empties videos. The downside of empties videos is that it's hard to know what's going to be involved and if you're going to be interested, and maybe sometimes you don't know if you want to stick around for the whole thing. So I totally get that. I feel the same way. I put timestamps down below so you can skip around if you like. You can see the products that I'm reviewing, and you can just go ahead and click that timestamp to skip ahead to a product you're interested in, and you can skip past one that you're not interested. So please look below in my description box for those timestamps. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. On this channel, we talk about self-acceptance, authentic personal style, and sometimes the expansion of consciousness. I post a video every Sunday morning. I hope you stay. Okay, let's get into it. I hope you will forgive the casual nature of my time lumping. I've previously shared like monthly empties, and this one is like all of May and most of June. This is just a really good day for me to film this video, and I'm totally in the mood to talk about this stuff, so I hope you find this interesting. I shared last week that I broke my no-buy recently when I purchased a new outfit. In my video last week where I shared that I broke my no-buy, I said that I would continue not buying other things going forward, and I just have to tell you that it's just over. It's completely over. One of the issues here, like with this heap of empties, it'll show you that I was just running through my stock. I was one of those people who had lots of extra products in stock. Part of that was triggered by the coronavirus pandemic. I had this like nervous response to that experience, and I started stocking up on stuff. It wasn't something I used to do, but that experience sort of triggered that kind of like, I'm not gonna say hoarding, I guess it's hoarding. I don't think it's really fair to say that I was hoarding, but I was starting to move into this space where I was just like stocking up on instinct. So I've been trying to focus on using everything up in my household before I purchase anything new. And what's been happening lately for me is that I am genuinely running out of things that I need. And the act of going back onto the Sephora app or the Nordstrom app to purchase something, to restock something, puts me right in the lion's den, as it were, and there's so much new makeup and new interesting stuff. So I do have to admit that in the last couple of days, I purchased the new Anastasia Beverly Hills palette they put out. These are my dream colors. And I have also purchased two Natasha Denona minis. So I said I wasn't going to be buying any more eyeshadow, and I just bought a whole lot of new eyeshadow. I'm so excited. I'm wearing the new Natasha Denona mini retro palette on my eye. I got it yesterday and I wore it out last night. The no-buy went pretty well for a long time, but I found that once I started re-engaging in any kind of shopping, then my boundaries wore really thin, and then I started shopping again. My no-buy's over. I also have learned that I wouldn't be a good candidate for a low buy. For me, a strict no buy is going to be effective, but I think a low buy, maybe I would have to make some very strict rules for myself, but I really do love to shop. I'm 100% off the wagon on that. I am back to shopping. The great news about the 4 months that I did practice my no-buy were that I think I broke my habit of hoarding skincare products I don't need. I seem to have shaken myself free of the compulsion to obsessively read about and buy perfume. Apparently I'm feeling chatty. Okay, let's get into it. I've got body care. These were some lovely bath salts that I received as a gift. This is from Soprano Labs. It was a really heavy, coarse sea salt with some ylang ylang petals in it. It was really nice. It had a strong orange scent as well, which I very much enjoy. I received this as a gift years ago, and this process has helped me feel okay about using it. I have 3 bottles of body lotion. The end of May really turned into a period where my skin kind of flared up. My skin can be dry and prone to eczema. I used a ton of lotion and I ran through what we had. I used up a Trader Joe's hand and body cream. In my very first empties, I shared that I had used up a Trader Joe's Midsummer Night's cream, and I was lamenting that it was gone, and I wanted to say, I then noticed on this other one they're selling now, which they're advertising as having Moroccan argan oil because maybe that's a trendier product. You can see though in the corner up here, it says in this like gray circle that it's the Midsummer Night's Cream. And I haven't bothered to look up the ingredients side by side, but I think what they wanted to do is rebrand this. I know the Midsummer Night's Cream, which I love, always put its aloe content forward, and it was advertised, it was available in the stores in the summertime, I think as like an after sun care product. And so they've repackaged it completely. It's not as cute as it used to be, it feels more generic. Maybe it will no longer be seasonal, but they are putting forward first the argan oil. I really go through body lotion in the winter, and so it's nice to have kind of like a drugstore, grocery store find. The dry skin situation was so intense that I broke out the Gold Bond healing lotion in aloe. I once went to see a dermatologist about my dry winter skin, and she said this was the best. Now, this is primarily, if you look at the ingredients, it's their water and then glycerin and then silicones. So this is not like a body oily, creamy at all. The texture is almost kind of like, whipped is not the word, but it has a buoyancy or something to it. And it is very good when your skin is truly parched. Like if you had irritated, eczema-prone skin in the wintertime, this is a very good thing to put on immediately after showering. This does not provide an aesthetic experience, however. It's unscented, there's nothing frilly about it. This is one of my very unfun winter staples, and I went through a bottle of it. In the back of my pantry was this ancient bottle of Murad Soothing Massage Cream. This was an oil-free lotion with a very thin consistency that kind of stayed open for a while. So if you did want to massage it into your legs or feet, it was the type of thing that kind of stayed open for a while. I really liked it. There's a small amount here at the bottom, and it's very expired and smells funny. So this one is exiting my pantry. I finished a bottle of First Aid Beauty's Pure Skin Face Cleanser. I use a different cleanser for removing my makeup, and then I follow with this one. I love that the larger bottle has a pump, because when you're doing a second cleanse, you're kind of already in the mix, and it's like for me, I'm washing my face, I'm rinsing off that first cleanse, my face is dripping wet. I like to be able to reach over. It helps in the moment just to be able to hit the pump and get one little evenly measured amount of product that I can then use, so I know if I need 1 or 2 pumps. So I love dispensing my cleanser with a pump, but this particular product actually resists pumping a little bit. And what I found is that once I got through what was immediately sort of in the center cylinder of this product, because it is a little bit more structured, then everything that was along the sides of the bottle wasn't getting into the pump. And I probably should have used distilled water, but I used tap water, but I would add a little tap water to this and then shake it up just to get the soap emulsified. And that was what I had to do to end up using the rest of this. And that part I didn't love as much, but I do like this product. Once I used up that bottle, instead of buying a new one, I looked into my sample box and I found this Clinique All About Clean Rinse Off Foaming Cleanser. I found it to be a non-irritating cleanser that makes a really super foamy lather afterwards and works really well. I find it gets my face very clean. So after I finished the Clinique Foaming Cleanser, I actually wanted to purchase a full size of that. I decided what I really wanted was to try an inexpensive cleanser to see if I could find something really great at a lower price point, just in general. So I tried the Inky List. I'll put a picture of it here. I forgot exactly what it is, but there's a $9 cleanser from the Inky List. I bought that after I used up the foaming cleanser. I have it and I'm using it, but I'm actually finding that it doesn't reliably clean my skin as well as this foaming cleanser. So I don't have any intention of wasting the Inky List cleanser. I'm going to use every drop of it. I think it might be just the right thing to use on my neck and shoulders during the summertime when I'm wearing more sunscreen kind of all over myself, and I need to make sure that I'm getting that out so I don't get my pores clogged. I feel like that's going to be a great solution. But for my face, I didn't feel like that cleanser was necessarily doing everything it needed to do to break up the makeup and things that I put on. And I felt like the Clinique Foaming Cleanser did a beautiful job of that. So I did purchase both that Inky List cleanser and a full size of this Clinique. And I'm really excited to have it. Chewy has joined the party. Oh, sweetums. Thank you, baby. I used up some deluxe hair samples as well. I used up a deluxe sample of the Miracle Milk from Mizani. This hair care line specializes in hair with texture, which is what I have. I used this when my hair was still wet as a detangler. It does contain coconut oil. If you like to use coconut oil on your hair, this is a nice delivery method through this like lovely spray. So I enjoyed this. I could see myself repurchasing for when I wear my hair curly. Because it has coconut oil in it, though, I probably wouldn't use it before heat styling, but it's excellent as a leave-in when I do wear my hair curly. So I like this one. This is a purple hair conditioner from Amika. I actually used this one up today in the shower and I'm pleased with how my hair looks afterwards. So I think this is a pretty good product. Because this is such a small sample, this is more like a first impressions than a true like empties. I used it up, here's what I think, but I did use up the sample. I'm releasing this expired Supergoop Glow Screen. This is a 40 SPF sunscreen that has a glowy effect. I don't love this. I do love their unseen sunscreen. This exact bottle I bought years ago, I've tried to make it work. This is not as good as the Clinique Pep Start for several reasons. Number one, the glow screen is 40 versus 50. The Clinique Pep Start is 50. The glow effect is so beaming that I can't just wear it alone. I then have to do something else to tone it down. Whereas the Clinique Pep Start is the perfect amount of glow and radiance to use totally on its own without anything else. So I like it better for that reason. I like the formula better. It's just a better product, and so this one is now super expired. Once I found the Clinique Pep Start, I never reached for this again, and now it's expired and separated and I need to let it go. This is a NARS Radiance Primer that I bought. I think I bought this in early 2020, and this was before I found the Clinique Pep Start, but after the Supergoop Glow Screen, I knew I didn't really like that product, and so I was on the hunt for something in the same vein but better. And I did like this product. This has a bit of, it almost smells like it has arnica in it. It has a little bit of like a medicinal minty feel. It's really nice. It felt great on my skin. The glow is beautiful. This is an excellent makeup primer. It has a 35 sunscreen. So again, when I found the Clinique Pep Start that had 50 SPF, then I stopped reaching for this one. So during this no buy, I just made a commitment to use this product. This is an excellent primer. I really like it. I've just found something else that I do like better. After years, I finally went through a single bottle of the Smashbox Primer Water. This is something that you use to set your makeup. I don't really set my makeup that much. It's something that you see people do on YouTube a lot because they put on these kind of elaborate faces of makeup. I only do that occasionally if I have a special event. It's not a daily thing for me. I learned from this experience that I might be a good candidate for minis in this category. Something to have in my medicine cabinet, but I don't think I need a giant bottle of it. I'm just not pounding through setting spray. This one is really nice and it actually works well as a primer as well. You can spray it first, so I kind of like that as well. I'm going out at night and I don't need a sunscreen. I actually found this to be a really good first and last step on like a glam makeup look. But it took me years to get through a single bottle. So in a lot of categories, I was down to just samples left in the house. So in my hands, I have the samples that I went through. I didn't have a complete experience with these because I just had a couple of applications, so I'm gonna give you an ultra fast review on some of these. Okay, Sisley's Velvet Nourishing Cream. I think this is too rich for me. I think it breaks me out. So a sample of the Sisley Supreme Anti-Aging Cream. This is a very precious product and I think I had one, maybe 1.5 applications of it. I can't say for sure. I'm sure it's lovely. It seemed nice. I didn't have enough time with it. Same line from Sisley. This is the eye serum. I had more than one application out of this tube for this and I thought it was very, very nice. I'm going to abandon this particular product. The Black Hydration Gel, it seemed irritating so I let it go. I'm also letting this green tea Innisfree product go. I've heard good things about it, but again, it seemed irritating. I'm using the Shiseido Ultimune in the morning and the night, and I kind of didn't want to mess around with that. So I'm letting those samples go. They're pretty old. I had one more of these little samples of this Shiseido eye cream, which I love, and I've got to tell you everybody, I have purchased a full size of this. I am now using a full-size bottle of the Shiseido eye cream as my daily eye cream. I just love it. I had a couple of these lying around for a while and this no-buy period kind of forced me to get through these samples and I'm really developing a thing for Shiseido. I also had a deluxe sample of Clinique's All About Eyes. This is really nice. This is a good eye cream. I think I had at least a week's worth of use out of this and really got a sense of it. I would 100% purchase this eye cream. It's it's a nice, non-irritating, effective, serviceable eye cream. I think it's a good buy. I'm down to the dregs of this Fresh Rose toner. I've had many bottles of this over the year, and I even give this as a gift. This is a lovely toner that provides a hydrating, soothing effect. So it's not an astringent, it's not a chemical exfoliant. It provides some rose water for the skin. So if you have dry, irritated skin, I find that this is a nice product to add hydration back. I'm just now again using that Shiseido Ultimune for this step, and I find I no longer need this. One of my favorite Sisley products, I went through a Black Rose mask. This is a Black Rose cream mask. This is something that I buy every fall ahead of the winter. I need it less and less now that I've got my skincare routine dialed in a bit more. Because I live in a climate with real winter, sometimes I need a little extra something to combat dryness. And over the years, I have found this Black Rose mask to be very good. I think I've bought it every year now for at least 6 or 7 years. There were times before I really got a hold of my skincare routine that I would use this almost every day in spots where I would get eczema. This is a costly product that has been part of my routine for a long time, like I said, and I would buy one per year, one ahead of the winter months, and I would go through one of these masks over the winter season. It's an extremely thick mask, and I found I didn't really need it on my T-zone areas, but I really needed it where I get eczema, so I could use very little and stretch it out over the season. However, now I feel like I'm getting my skincare routine to a spot where I don't need this like kind of heavy intervention, so I'm not totally sure if I'm going to purchase this again. I had a deluxe sample of the Clinique Smart Night. This one felt pretty basic, and at one point I wondered if it broke me out. I don't plan to repurchase this one. I ran through a Deborah Lippmann Ultra Nourishing Repair Cream. This is a cream you rub on your cuticles. It's a really nice product. It took me years to use it, and it would make sense to me if somebody out there just really loves it. I'm letting go of my last extremely stringy OPI top coat. I did get a comment that I could add thinner to it, and I totally recognize that that's true, but I didn't do that, and I'm gonna let this one go. I made it through a Grande Lash. I love this, you guys. I love this, and I think it works. I've been using Grande Lash and Grande Brow for a while. My brow hairs are very sparse, and I do find that over time, Grande Brow has helped my brows to become thicker, and I do find that Grande Lash does make my eyelashes thicker and longer. Or when I say thicker, the individual hairs are probably the same, but I feel like I have more active eyelashes at one time than I did before. So like the chorus line of lashes is denser than it was before, and I find that my lashes are longer. I love it. I find that using Grande Lash and a really good mascara is enough for me for all of my eyelash needs. I do have a stash of false eyelashes that I'll break out from time to time, but that's a super rare occasion for me. Most days I'm just working with this kind of enhanced lash effect and a really good mascara. Today I'm using Pat McGrath's Dark Star, which is a pretty powerful mascara. I've been using Grande Lash, and I did repurchase. I'm still using it. Let me know if any of you have any recommendations for other lash serums that you like. I'm just using this because it's readily available to me through Sephora. I don't know if it's like the best on the market at all. It's just the one that I have been reaching for. Glossier Zit Stick. This is one of my favorite products from Glossier. I talk about Glossier a lot, and I don't know if the folks who watch my videos are interested in Glossier. Glossier is like a millennial brand. I'm a Gen Xer, most of my audience is Gen X. Most of my audience is in the Gen X generation or a baby boom generation. I don't know if Glossier is interesting to you, but I actually think it's a makeup line that works really well with mature skin. And I think its makeup ethos, that your skin but better, is a really good strategy for folks with aging and mature skin. If you want to hear more about Glossier in general, I'm happy to talk about it. I really think I've tried everything from their line. And one thing I love is the Zit Stick. I still get zits from time to time, and this is just a wand with some benzoyl peroxide in it. Did I get that right? Oh my gosh, let me see. Yeah, it's a 5% benzoyl peroxide gel, and it comes in this wand with this little metallic ball, and you crank it. Oh my gosh, a little bit came out there, and it comes out the tip. You spread it on for a spot treatment. That was the very last of it. This is a product that I usually buy in twos. My husband has one and I have one, and we use them as needed. It takes me, you know, I might go through 1 or 2 of these a year. I don't get a lot of zits, but I do get them from time to time, and I find that this is a really helpful product just to spot treat it without like burning a hole in your skin. I find that some of the drugstore acne products that I've used in the past are a little too harsh for me. This seems to be just exactly right to be effective at combating the blemish and not irritating my skin. So I love this and see myself purchasing and repurchasing. And I think I've given this as a gift as well as like a stocking stuffer. It's a good product. Staying with Glossier, I used up a Balm.com. Their Balm.coms are really just petrolatum, so that's effectively Vaseline in a little tube. A little overpriced tube of Vaseline that smells like mangoes and is lightly orange. And I love it and will continue to purchase. I move through them really fast, and the mango one is one of my favorite flavors, and I like the little orange tint that it leaves on my lips. So I went through a Glossier Boy Brow in Clear. Boy Brow is really good for fluffing up your brows but keeping a natural look. I don't think it's my favorite brow product, but it's not my least favorite. And I can see if you are blessed with a nice kind of perfect set of eyebrows, like fluffy and full, that this would be all you would need. I unfortunately have sparse, uneven brows, and so I have to draw them in, and I kind of like something with a little bit more hold just to kind of keep things together, but I don't mind this so much. I'm letting go of 4 Fenty eyeliners that I have let dry out. When Fenty came out with this particular eyeliner, I think it's the Fly Pencil. When you have a new and fresh one of these Fly Pencils, it is extremely wet and gel-like. You can lay down a tight line so beautifully and quickly with this, and then it doesn't budge at all. It's a great eyeliner. When Fenty Beauty released this particular eyeliner, as they do in many cases, they released it in this spectrum of fun and interesting colors. And after discovering that I really like the formula, I went nuts and bought a ton of the colors. I find that for eyeliners, I'm pretty boring. I really love like a gray or a brown or a pewter color, maybe a black, but often not a very harsh black. And some of these colors I found maybe I had a fun day or two with one of these colors, but I ended up not reaching for them. And now that I've had them so long, they don't perform the same way. I'm finding that they're sticky and they don't actually deposit the color that I need, so now I can't use them. So I over-purchased. I got really excited and over-purchased this particular eyeliner, but I do expect to continue to have a couple of Fly Pencils. That is a really great product. Last but not least, an extremely ancient MAC lip liner. I really need a lip liner, so I run through them. This was just a mispurchase either. At this point, this pencil is so old, I can't remember if it was a formula issue or a color issue, but either way, this is dry and won't even produce a line on the back of my hand anymore, so this one I'm letting go. Are you still here? I know this video was super long. Thank you so much for watching my May and June 2022 empties. I hope you're all doing well out there, and I hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you so much for watching. Talk soon.